And here's our tone. Oh, that's good. Hello boys and girls, I'm sitting here trying to create a fat sounding, massive low end, big balls impulse response. And I thought maybe you want to see how I do this. Maybe I should share this with you, right? And I got a very fancy setup, so I thought like, I'm sure you want to see this. So the fancy setup contains of a vintage speaker from the 70s that sounds fantastic even for modern metal, that has a thick mid-range and a nice low end. And we got a remote controllable high-end microphone from Lewitt. I've shown you the mic on vocals. I promised I will test it on guitar cabs as well. It's here. That means I can remote control the mic sitting here playing guitar, listening to the microphone. And that remote controlled microphone is on a remote controlled mic stand. How fancy is that? I'm using the Dynamount X2, which is a wonderful device. Everybody who records guitars should have a Dynamount. You can see it here. That means I can sit here, lazy as I am, and remote control both the microphone and the mic stand, so fine tune the mic position. So I'm pretty sure we can get a pretty killer sounding IR. It's all about the chuga chuga low end today. Let's do this. Alright, let me show you my setup. So I'm going with my guitar into the computer. I'm using a Cranborne DI and I'm playing plugins. I'm playing amp sims when I create impulse responses these days, because I want to be as close as possible to what you play, what you're gonna play later. You know, most people using my IRs, both packs, are using amp sims. So I'm constantly switching between the go-to amp sims. So right now I'm playing the Neural DSP Gojira, and I've just turned off the cabinet and I think I haven't even touched it. So usually when I'm doing, I'm switching between different amp sims to get some kind of variation, get some kind of feel, because the goal is that the IR sounds great with any of those amp sims. And then I'm coming back from the computer into this little box here, which is a power amp from Seymour Duncan. It's called the Power Stage 200. I'm running it pretty quiet, so I don't want to drive the amp too hard. I don't want to drive the speaker too hard. I want to have a clear and clean sounding impulse response. Sometimes I'm using the EQ here, probably not today, but sometimes I'm doing this. So from there, we are going into a Marshall cab. This is a standard Marshall cab, 1960B, a straight one. Is it B or A? I don't know. I've removed the stock speakers. There are different speakers in there, but we're just miking one speaker, and that is a Goodman's speaker from the 70s. I don't want to bore you with the details. That might be for another video. I can tell you it's a great sounding speaker, and I might do an IR pack with it. You let me know if you want something like this. Anyway, we're miking it with the Lewitt, and our goal today is, like I said, to get a big low end, because I've already captured a lot of IRs with that speaker. Let's say a lot of SM57 typical IRs that sound great, but I want to create another IR that can be blended with those IRs in case people need more low end. Or I might even blend those IRs into one IR in the end. I don't know, because I only have one of those speakers. I actually have two of those, but one sounds great, and I want to move the microphone around, so I cannot add an SM57 now. So sometimes I capture several IRs and put them together. So this IR is not supposed to sound great soloed. Maybe it will, I don't know. But the idea is to get as much low end as possible. And that wonderful noise you hear is the ventilation. That's really annoying. That's the only thing I don't like about that Seymour Duncan amp. By the way, I will put links to all the gear used below as usual. So the microphone right now is right in front of the dust cap. You can see it here. This is the software of the Dynamount, and this is how I remote control the Dynamount. That's over Wi-Fi, by the way. So I have a dedicated Wi-Fi router, and my computer is connected. I got my laptop here connected to that router, and on the other side, the Dynamount is connected. Works like a charm. Okay. And this is how it sounds. Not bad. Let's start with the microphone. So what can we do here? First of all, we got 4 sound modes. We are in clear right now. And as you know, we want something that sounds rather dark and full. So let's go to dark. Better. Let's go to saturated. That's a little too harsh. So I like how dark removes some of that upper grind. Remember, we want to create an IR that has low end and then will be blended with other IRs, probably with an SM57. So we don't need that in the upper mids and in the high end, because that will just, you know, fight with the SM57. So how can we make this even darker? Let's go from transistor to tube. Oh wow. That really makes it a lot darker. Listen. Sounds like a low-pass filter. Nice, so I will go full tube. If we look at the different patterns, in theory, we should have the most low end if we go to figure of 8, and the least low end if we go to an omni pattern because of the proximity effect. So let's just directly go to figure of 8 and see what happens. I like that. Let me show you one more thing that is really cool. If we go back to cardioid, you can listen to the backside of the microphone, just to show you that I'm actually controlling the mic. Nice. So this already sounds much more like what I want, or what I think I want. So we are in dark mode. We're using the tube amplifier and the figure of 8 mode. Now let's have a look at the mic position. You see the Dynamount software here, and you can see that the microphone is right in front of the dust cab. So let's move it a little to the side to make it sound darker. Even more. Let's see how far I can go. Here it starts sounding a little hollow. Let's just go back to the middle so you hear the difference. But you see, that will remove all those nasty frequencies in the high end. I think this should be fine. Let's try moving the microphone back a little. No, that's not good. That makes it sound hollow and thinner. And of course, the closer you go to the source with a figure of 8 microphone or a cardioid microphone, the more low end you will get. So let's just get as close as we can. That will also make it easier to get this IR in phase with the other ones. But the Dynamount has 3 directions, so we can also angle the mic. That is something I don't do too often, but here I feel like it could still sound a little darker. So let's just angle, like let's just move it away from the middle a little bit. Let's see. I like that. Okay, here it starts sounding weird. But 85 was okay. So now I like how much we could get rid of all those upper frequencies that we don't need. But now you can hear one problem that a lot of condenser mics have when you mic guitar cabs, and that is what I call a certain hardness, maybe around 2K or something. Let me try an EQ. So I will try to EQ the microphone with an analog EQ, which is on my patch bay. Wait a minute. You can see it here. A little ADT tool mod EQ, which sounds nice. So let me find that hard sounding frequency. And this is what I mean. Let's get rid of this. Sounds a lot softer already. But you know, let's go over the top. Let's boost the low end as well. Oh, I like those palm mutes. Just imagine this blended with a 57, that could work. Without the EQ? Sounds better, of course, or more linear. So that could work. Okay, so let's try this. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna create an IR, right? That's why we are here. So I'm gonna send a sweep from 20 Hertz to 20 kilohertz through the cabinet, through the microphone, and record it again. Let's create a track and call it whatever. Balls of Doom. Let's go. Okay, I could hear some distortion in the low end. So I will bring back the volume a little bit. Okay. Now I will bounce that file. Balls of Doom. And now we gotta remove the sweep that we used to create the IR from that file. I'm gonna do that now. There's special software for this. And that software will turn that file I just bounced into an IR by removing that sweep. Let's go. Let's turn off that damn amp now. Oh. Now, the amp is turned off, so now I will switch to another instance of the Gojira plugin, and this time I will stay inside the box, inside Cubase, and I will play our new IR. So, let's see. This is without the IR. And this is our IR. Balls of Doom. Okay, now the idea was to blend this with, for example, a 57. So on the other side here, I got a 57. Same speaker, same setup, sounds like this. A lot thinner, more precise. So now first we gotta check if those two IRs are in phase. I will blend them 50-50 and flip the phase on one of the tracks. Oh, that's good. And play with a delay. Perfect. Nothing to do really. Now flip the phase one more time and there's our new tone. That worked. 57. Balls of Doom. And the blend. Let's just listen to the stock cabinet of the Gojira plugin. That's the 57. And here's our tone. Oh, that's good. I think I should make an IR pack. That speaker is so cool. It has such a thick lower mid-range. It has been, yeah, used for 40 years. At least, yeah, it's from the 70s. It's old, it's used, and it sounds full and thick. Yeah, if you want to see a Goodman Kristian Kohle IR pack, Balls of Doom, you let me know. So that was my little experiment here with you guys. That was fun, right? And that's how I make my IRs. And you can see, maybe you can see that here in the background. You know, I've been doing a lot of sweeps. It takes a lot of trial and error, and then you have to, you know, test the tones with different plugins, and then you have to, you know, find the best ones and find the best combination. And, you know, there are so many parameters you can change. You've seen it here, you know, we can change the microphone, the mic position. We can, sometimes I change the EQ on the amp or the EQ on the microphone, and then we can blend different microphones. So that's how I get my tones. It's a lot of work, but it's fun. So yeah, in the meantime, I want you to check out my existing IR packs, which are the EMINENCE Kristian Kohle pack, which contains 3 speakers, DV77, the Swamp Thang, and the CV75. And then there's a bigger pack that I have released with BOGREN Digital, the Rainbows and Chainsaws, with a lot of character IRs. So if you haven't got any one of those, you'll find links below. I really got to do something with this speaker. So once again, if you want to see a Goodman's Kristian Kohle vintage Balls of Doom, big balls, thick mid-range kind of IR pack, you let me know. That's all for today. Spontaneous video. See you in hell, motherfuckers. Bye-bye.